Yo, Lazlo in the building. Today we got a Shinobi Striker video. We're gonna be talking over it and doing a should you still buy, pretty much a sum up of Shinobi Striker and its run so far. The game's pretty much dead, but today I'm joined by Galax HD, a fellow YouTuber of mine that is a good friend for the most part. Alright, and we're going to be dividing up the video a little bit and enjoy the gameplay in the background of us winning 3 out of the 18 matches we played. Alright, so, yeah, cue the new intro, 2019.
Real quick before the video starts, I want to say what you're about to see in the background is me absolutely beating Lazlo's ass in a 1v1.
She thought my cook was a ghost. Told that bitch no dish, so rape stars on my roof. Look like space, diamonds on my road. They fishing like the hook. On my face, like the cats on my face. Told that cook, give me face. She a eater, say no price.
Alright, we're going to be discussing rosters. So, first what I'll have to say about the roster is that I personally think it's fairly decent. The roster isn't big, but it isn't small. I do have an inkling against the roster because of the whole no Boruto characters thing. Understand it's an unpopular anime. Not very many people like it. A lot of people dislike it. I know that for a fact. But it's not horrible. It's just that with the lack of Boruto characters in it, you're gonna need more to representate that because it's Naruto to Boruto. You're gonna need a lot of Boruto if you're gonna want to have it, more balanced. Like, where's Shinki? Where's Momoshiki? Like, characters like those, they are very distant in this game. Nowhere to be found. Maybe the occasional accessory, like Momoshiki's horns, but that's about it. Back on the subject of roster, fairly decent. That's pretty much all I have to say about that.
What's going on, guys? Galax HD, real excited to be here. Thank you, Lazlo, for having me on. And what I'm here to talk about is first and foremost gameplay. Now, when this game is at its best, it's the most satisfying game I've ever played. Getting kills or pulling off jutsus never gets old. It always feels great and smooth when everything is working properly. But at its worst, this game makes me want to swan dive into a pool of bricks. The biggest problem this game faces is the camera. At least a couple times per match, you end up fighting against the camera much more so than the opponent you're actually fighting. Throwing out jutsu while staring at a covered screen, waiting for the camera to adjust itself can take up to 15-20 seconds at a time sometimes, and it really breaks immersion. However, for me, that doesn't usually take away from the overall experience of any particular match.
Onto the server and networking. Personally, the server, in my opinion, I'm not sure if Galax would have the same opinion about that, but my opinion, the servers are really, really bad. Now, my reasoning behind that is, in the early builds of the game, I know that the game has went through many updates since that, but the earlier builds of the game, it was very, very hard for Bandai Namco to come to a consensus of having a stable server. The server is just really, really bad. Like, you can barely run back-to-back matches because matchmaking is just terrible. It is fun to get in matches. The overall gameplay is fun. Galax already covered that. But in my opinion, the servers is what makes a game, and this game kind of is off-putting with the servers. But it's still very fun when you play the game. Now, the servers, they do at some times do have lackluster servers, but for the most part, in recent memory, there's been no issues, but they usually try to cover that up with big patches that really don't even fix the server majorly, but they clean up whatever mess they make. So, leave it as it may. That's kind of where we sit with the servers right now. So yeah.
Alright guys, it's Galax again, and the next thing we're going to talk about is DLC value. Now, I would say it's one of the game's strengths, but I mean something very specific when I say value. For the price of each individual DLC, you get a lot of cool shit. Now, each DLC costs about $3, and for that price tag of $3, you get 2 new jutsus, a secret technique, a weapon, clothing, etc., all based around a specific character. For example, the Hashirama DLC costs $2.99 and you get Hashirama themed wood style attacks. A wood style ultimate, you get his hair, his outfit, his iconic weapon, etc., among other small character items and scrolls. It should be noted, however, that if you just want to play as a DLC character like Hashirama, Minato, etc., it is absolutely free. It takes a couple games to unlock. You do it the same way you unlock jutsus with a XP mentorship system type of thing. Only takes a couple minutes and you'll unlock that character to play for free. That $2.99 price tag is just to unlock all the aforementioned things for your created ninja. That's just about all I have to say regarding that, so we're gonna get into our final thoughts about the game here in a second.
So, that was kind of the sum up of the whole game. Experience on my end, experience on Galax end. Galax, anything you want to add on to that?
Not really. It's a really easy game to get into and just have a lot of casual fun with if you don't care too much about your stats. Skill gap's not too crazy. You know, a brand new guy coming in isn't gonna absolutely get demolished every game, so it's easy to pick up and play, have fun, and that's really all there is to it. It's a casual, fun, entertaining fighting game experience, and I'm gonna go with this.
Okay. I'm gonna give this game a C minus if I'm giving it a grade for a rating. It's a fairly enjoyable game, but it's bearing a lot of content. Like, the game modes are bare minimum of what a game in this caliber should be, and since it's the first of its kind, I do give it some leeway for being that, but it should have been a lot more than what it was.
Would you say, what's your dollar amount? What do you think it's worth?
I say with DLC, the game is worth about 40. Without, this shouldn't be no more than 25.
I actually agree with you. You know, all present DLC included, it's like $40, $45. That's gonna wrap up everything I have to say. So I'm gonna make Laszlo put my links down in the description.
If I remember, I will.
And that's that.
Alright, and you guys know the drill. If it's a free collab, it's a me collab. And that's all there is to it.
He a op, what the fuck I'm gon' fight for? Shed light on your block with this light pole. Dumb nigga, broke boy, pockets light pole. All caps, you sucking dick is not a typo. Hey, I got a bitch who gon' fight hoes. Hey, I got a bitch who gon' like hoes. White girl, I got a bitch who gon' wipe nose. You dropping bread on the head, then she might roll. Now look at this clip and look at this.